Hey guys, welcome back today we're gonna do Cobra #1 by Viz Select Comics. Never heard of that. #1 by Biyuchi Terasawa, probably, and then Mark Wolfman did the English adaptation. So I believe this was a manga, and then they translated into Western comic or something. Although also you read it as a Western comic instead of regular manga from back to forth. And I have no idea what this comic is all about. I just saw the cover and it looked cool, and yeah, I just bought it for €1, €2, very cheap. And but I looked it up on Wikipedia what it actually is. It's basically what they are calling a mix of spaghetti western and samurai stories with an aspect of varying from James Bond to Disney, some kind of a mix. I'm not sure. Although the Viz Comics did not, have the whole series, but bits and pieces, which sucks. So when I read it, I was, a little bit confused what's going on because it seems there was a comic from, or let's say manga, from 1977. So, and they translated in 1988 or 89. So that's cool. And well, like, let's say this is probably an older, manga character, and they translated it. And at some point it was very popular because it spawned 2 anime television series, 31 episode series in 1982, and a 13 episode in 2010. Also, 2 OVAs, original video animations, an audio album, video games, merchandise. And then in 2010, they just stopped it or something. And there's also one-shots and a feature-length anime film. So there's a lot of going on, and I want to check that out as well. So what's it's all about? It's about this guy. Let's just and he's being waked up by by his trusty robot, and this guy is called named Johnson, and he is basically a very stereotype trope. Some kind of a loser. With no money, thinking about sexy women all the time, with a trusty robot, a trusty companion. And what's weird is he smokes all the time. He all the time has a cigar in his mouth. And then he said, "Hey, it's payday. Let's see what I have." And then it said, "Oh, he got only 7 credits." And then the robot, comforts him and said, "Why don't you go to the TM company?" And he says, "The TM company," and it seems that there is a company that is. It's called the Dream Merchant. Name your dream and they create it for you. So he goes there. Not sure how that works because don't you have to pay for it because he has no money, but somehow he just gets in and, get the dream running for him somehow. So he talks to a very good looking robot girl or a girl, and he just ogles her a lot. And he said, "Hey, I wanted to be I'm a hero guy. I want to have a harem surrounded with luscious, oversexed women. He wants to be a commander of a space-soaring battlestar fighter, fighting monsters, etc." So he's going in some kind of bubble, and he programs the machine. Although he still has his cigar, which is pretty dangerous if you are, gonna dream about something like that. And she said that it's very realistic because it stimulates his cerebral cortex, and etc. etc. So for him, it's really realistic. So basically, he's gonna dream something, and it's make your dream come true. So, but then something happens. So we see here this is the dream sequence that he's gonna be a space pirate, and he has his trusty companion, and they are battling evil guys, and also he's a pirate, and I must say the art looks really cool here. There's a lot of difference from the first pages, which makes him a little bit goofy, but then the artist and the creator is going seriously with the art, and then you see good looking women and some tough hero, and then at some point he's getting attacked by this pirate guy, and he's getting away, and then he just wakes up and he feels empowered. And then he goes to the girl, and he said, "Hey, how was your dream?" And he said, "Well, I was a pirate, and my name was Cobra." And she stopped, and she said, I don't understand. I mean, your movie shouldn't have pirates in it. So, and then he, said, hey, whatever, it was fun, and he goes away. Then something strange happens. He's getting run over almost by this guy, and this guy is basically the guy from his dream. And he said, hey, who are you, and what are you doing here? You look just like the pirate that I just hunted, and I was Cobra. And then he said, the other guy said, hey, how do you know Cobra, and who are you? And tell me everything you know. So basically he said, oh, wait a minute, it's just a dream. It wasn't real. Then somehow, before this guy wants to shoot him because he wants information, he said or thinks, I unconsciously lifted my arm. It was as though I had a gun in my hand, and then he shoots him. Also, there's some flying bird with a cross on his neck, on his arm, and then that guy is dead. And it seems that his hand is transformed into, this gun that he also in his dream. As he's panicking, he's fleeing away, and he's going back to his apartment, and then somehow he starts to remember things. He turns some kind of a lever in his house, some sort of a device, and there's a hidden box or a hidden compartment. There's a gun, and then crazy shit's gonna happen. People bursting in, wants to kill him, and the robots get hit, so it's getting destroyed, and then he, shoots all the bad guys, and then out of nowhere, two other evil guys coming from the roof. And then this woman says, they apparently know him, and they were looking for him. It seems, when it comes to the story, that this is set in a far future. I'm just reading something that is on Wikipedia in front of me, so I'm not that smart to remember it all. It tells the series of some kind of adventurous, of a guy who lives the adventurous life until the enemies begin to hunt him down. Cobra surgically alters his face and erases his own memory to hide from his foes and have a normal life. But the clue is that while he has a normal life, he wants to have that adventurous life again, but he forgot that he was Cobra. And now that he regains his memories, somehow his enemies know where he are and they're hunting him down. I'm not sure how that works. But then out of nowhere, his companion from the dream, it's called Armaroid, which is a very stupid name because it looks like, or sounds like hemorrhoid. Okay, don't mind my stupid comment. But they are, dispatching the enemies here, and the woman is getting killed or hurt. And then he explains to himself that he was, sick of fighting. He wanted out. He changed his face, and then basically remembers everything. So he gets his fake hand or fake arm and then puts it on his weapon. So I don't know. Maybe it's surgically attached to his arm. This weapon. It's called what's it called? No, it doesn't matter. There's a weapon. There's a name for it. Oh yeah, the Psycho Gun, which is not really a cool name, by the way. But hey, it's a comic from the 70s, 80s. So who am I to judge, right? So what he's gonna do? He's going to a bar somehow for reasons, and he's starting. And the bar person says to him, "Hey, what do you want to drink?" And he says, "I want to have milk." Cool milk. And then all the other, people are in there, probably bounty hunters or bad guys, and say, hey, the stranger wants a kid's drink. And they're basically harassing him and said, hey, you're a loser, etc. And then Cobra, pokes fun at these guys, from how they all look. And they try to attack him. And then out of nowhere, those guys getting, killed by this woman, and she's a bounty hunter. And then, there's still people try to kill Cobra because, like I said, it's out of nowhere. People like to kill him somehow for whatever reasons, and it seems that Her name is what's her name? What's her name? Let me double check. Just give me a second. Bounty hunter. I don't know. What's her name? She tells her name. Well, maybe a little bit later. Oh no, she says it's called Jane Royal, and there's a robot coming in, and they are, probably the police, and they said, "Hey, who are you? You need to stand down, or we're gonna shoot." And they said, "Hey, I'm a bounty hunter. I've caught 4 suspects." And then Cobra is getting away, and Cobra is getting, is running off to his own grave, and then out of nowhere, this girl is coming, and he said, "Who are you? What are you doing here at Cobra's grave? What's your purpose here?" And he makes funny jokes like, "Do you know there's a ghost here who just loves to attack beautiful girls and suck up their warm, delicious blood? He has a face just like this." And she says, "Knock it off. Who are you and what are you here?" And then before Cobra spilled the beans because she's, sick of his stupid antics, and then out of nowhere, a group of bandits or bounty hunters, wants to, take in both of them, and they are looking for the woman in question. And the last page is interesting. He said, "We have finally tracked you down, Jane Royal." And she said, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "Playing games, huh?" And then she rips off her shirt, and then it reveals that she has some kind of a tattoo. And that, basically is the end of the book. So that's interesting. I don't know what's going on, but I'm very intrigued. The story is a little bit silly, maybe simplistic at the same time, because it comes, they're going from places to places to places, and there's not really some kind of a flow. But at the same time, it's really fun to read, and I want to know who she is, and I want to know what his deal is. Was he a bounty hunter? Was he a bad guy? Was he a good guy? What's the deal with his arm? They're going to probably be partners in the future or through the comic. Not entirely sure, but yeah, I'm intrigued. I try to get more comics, but I'm not sure if I can get them in my area. But I try anyway. So yeah, Cobra, fun. Not the most biggest or the most excited or the most beautiful drawn manga comic, but at the same time, there's some hints of brilliant storytelling here, quote unquote, if you will. Take that with a grain of salt. And that brings me to the end of the video, of course. Cobra #1. Do you know it? Do you like it? Or don't you like it at all? I'm not sure. It's for you to decide. Probably a lot of people know what Cobra is. Some manga lovers or people who, familiar with this comic or with this character. I like it. So I give it a thumbs up. See you next time, guys. Bye.